check, 1, 2, check.
Yes! All right. This is what democracy looks like.
That's right!
Thank you so much.
Thank you!
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely!
Thank you for being the People's Convention out here in the street. Democracy is not at the Democratic National Convention. Democracy is what you have started.
Yes!
And democracy is what we will continue together all the way to November 8th of 2016. This movement is a movement and not one man. We are grateful to Bernie Sanders for having lifted up this movement and grateful to you for being this movement.
Yes!
This movement with Bernie, it came up the mountain, but together we will go on to the promised land.
Madam President! Jill not Hill! 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 Jill not Hill!
Right here, we see the power of what you created. This movement for democracy and justice, which you have unleashed through Bernie's campaign. You lifted up what so many of us have been working on in the social movements for so long, in the fight for $15 an hour minimum wage, in the fight to make sure that every black life matters, in the fight to stop the pipelines all over this country, in the fight to cancel student debt like we did, in the fight to create a foreign policy based on international law and human rights, not on regime change and military rule. We can have an America and a world that works for all of us. We cannot just create a world for the United States of America. We are one world, one people together. And we can have an economy here that respects working people, that respects labor unions, that respects economic justice, that respects racial justice, and that stops these rigged corporate trade deals given to us by the Democratic Party. We say no to the Trans-Pacific Partnership. The fact that Hillary has adopted this position against the TPP, but This weekend, it confirms our worst fears and suspicions about the sabotage from the DNC against Bernie's campaign.
Yes! Yes! That's a fact!
Your campaign did not lose in some level playing field. Your campaign lost in a rigged primary system, rigged by the DNC and the corporate media in collusion with Hillary's campaign. So we say, do not go back into that campaign that has betrayed this movement. Do not go into that party. We are going forward together.
Join jail! Join jail! Join jail! Join jail! Join jail!
What we learned in this last year is the very hard lesson that some of us have been observing for decades, which is that you cannot have a revolutionary campaign inside of a counter-revolutionary political party. This campaign, the Bernie movement, our movement, its future is with independent politics in the form of the Green Party that will support this movement all the way until we prevail. This is a movement that brings us together for people, planet, and peace over profit. Together. What we have in Philadelphia right now is a microcosm of this global crisis. We are seeing a crisis of poverty, of unemployment, of schools that have been shut down and privatized, a crisis of health care that people cannot afford. We have a crisis of the climate, which we are feeling today in record heat.
Yes! Fact!
A heat wave today of 98 degrees is a heat wave of 120 degrees not so long from now, perhaps 20 years from now, that we are also hearing as soon as 2050. We are on track for a devastating sea level rise of 9 feet, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. If we stay on this course, but we say no to this course of death and destruction, we say yes to a course of justice, sustainability, peace, and democracy. That is the course that we are on. This crisis of the economy and of our climate can be fixed, and we could start fixing it right now, starting with a